Cameroonians on October 12th will be heading to the polls to elect who will govern them for the next 7 years. But then, many Cameroonians have been questioning themselves on whether Elecam, that is elections governing body, will be able to give them what they qualify as free, fair, and transparent elections. To answer my questions, we'll be having Gaspar. He is the member of the Electoral Board of Elections Cameroon. Good evening. It's a pleasure to have you on Talking Point tonight. Tell us, Honorable, how is a collaboration between Elections Cameroon and other stakeholders, to be more precise, political parties, civil society organizations, and other actors in the electoral process?
You know, Elections Cameroon has always had a very inclusive approach. This means that Elections Cameroon functions closely with other actors of the electoral process, like the judiciary, the administration, the media, political parties, and of course the administration. We hold regular meetings with them, we rub souls together, and we see how to foster the democratization process in Cameroon.
Now, some of them, especially opposition political parties, are expressing concerns about the fact that some of their worries are not taken into consideration by Elections Cameroon, like the issue of the publication of the National Electoral List. What's still preventing your organ from publishing that list?
Yeah, I think they don't understand Elections Cameroon well. We've always, the issue of the National Electoral List, I think it has been demystified. Formerly, the political parties thought that it was a myth, but we demystified it. By publishing the list online, it is open to everybody for consultation. At the beginning of the year, pirates hacked our system, and we could not publish the list online for consultation. But as things evolved, we were able to get a secure system, and now the list is online for anybody to consult. Apart from the fact the list is online, the provisional electoral registers are already on the field now, and they have all been pasted in our various branches for consultation.
There is a meeting that is coming up on Thursday with other actors. What are the stakes of this consultation meeting?
You know, in electoral matters, we are in a sphere where 100 learned men can differ, where debate can at times lose philosophic serenity and may even degenerate into impassioned wrangling. For this reason, Elections Cameroon always tries to organize consultation forums between Elections Cameroon and other actors of the electoral process. This is clearly explained in section 10 sub 2 of the Electoral Code, which says the Electoral Board shall hold consultations with the administration, the judiciary, political parties, and the civil society within the framework of the management of the electoral process. And for this reason, given the stakes, Elections Cameroon came up with a theme: 2025 presidential elections, inclusive dialogue for citizen participation, and a transparent, peaceful election. Which means that come the 12th of October 2025, all the actors of the political process are going to come together and discuss the stakes, especially with focus on the upcoming presidential election.
Now, about the stakes you just mentioned, when you look at the context of the October 12th presidential elections, we notice that there is a lot of tension and some kind of distrust between the stakeholders. There is equally an atmosphere that is not very conducive, making some people to express fear about possible unrest. How are you looking forward to handling these issues with the different stakeholders who are expected to put their hands on deck to ensure that there is peace before, during, and after the elections?
Yeah, exactly, Immaculate. That's why we've decided to invite all the stakeholders. And these elections is coming on in a context of socio-political, economic, and security challenges, especially in the northwest and the southwest regions, and in the far north region too. But then, when you talk about distrust, I'm really surprised. I don't know why there is distrust. Elections Cameroon has been organizing elections since 2011, and we don't only organize elections, we organize elections in such a way that they are not only free and fair, but above all, credible. And we want to assure all the actors of the electoral process that come 2012, the Elections Cameroon is again going to organize elections in such a way that they will be free, fair, transparent, and credible. So there should be no matter of distrust. And again, we have the law which we apply. We only apply the law the way it is and not the way it ought to be.
To further clear the air on this issue of distrust, you know, some of the political parties, notably those of the opposition, and even civil society leaders see Elections Cameroon as a branch of the ruling party, which is the Cameroon People's Democratic Movement. You must have heard them even talking about Elections Cameroon carrying out what they qualify as pre-electoral fraud maneuvers. When you come together like this, how do you handle such adversities?
Immaculate, that really makes me smile, because we've been doing these things for more than a decade. You know, there is this participatory approach which we encourage in Elections Cameroon. All the commissions, all the participants, all the actors are represented. We start from the Mixed Commission for Registration exercise. All the representatives of the active political parties in the various municipalities are part of the commission. The administration is part of the commission. Elecam itself is part of the commission. So we make sure that during the registration exercise, all the actors are witnesses. They don't only hear, they are part of the registration exercise. When we get to the commission, the Mixed Commission for the distribution of voters' cards, all the actors are present, the representatives of the administration, the representatives of the political parties, they are all present there. So they witness everything. And even on election day, the local polling commission is composed of the representatives of the candidates in case of presidential elections, the administration, Elections Cameroon. So everyone is a witness of what takes place at each stage of the electoral process. When you get to the level of the various supervisory commissions, like the Divisional Supervisory Commission, that sits after the presidential elections, it is presided over by the President of the High Court with jurisdiction and representatives of the parties concerned, representative of Elections Cameroon. This commission does the tallying of the votes, and then the results are sent to the Constitutional Council for the proclamation of results. There's even a very important commission, the commission that sits after the council elections. That commission is headed by an authority of a neutral person who is deemed to be of good integrity, respected in society. And it is in that commission the political parties taking part in the election are represented. Elections Cameroon is there. And this commission even declares the results of the elections after the council elections. After the senatorial elections, there's the Regional Supervisory Commission that sits. After the regional elections, the Regional Supervisory Commission that sits. In all these commissions, Immaculate, I want to insist and to remind you and the televiewers that the representatives of all the other parties are always present. So I don't know where the distrust comes from. But if a political party is not able to send representatives, or if they refuse to send, they only have themselves to blame, because Elections Cameroon opens its doors to everybody to witness what is happening on the field. And you know, in French, the French say, les absents ont toujours tort. When you are absent, you start imagining that funny things happened at the polling station or in the polling center or what. But you have to be there, and it's the position of the law.
Gaspar, member of the Electoral Board, Elections Cameroon, thank you so much for your time.